something happened that was a miracle. AI came, which is the biggest technological event in all of humanity. I think it's the same, or if not larger, than the splitting of the atom. Of all of human inventions, this is the defining moment of humanity. What AI has done has changed everything. I don't know. That's an economic singularity beyond which we do not know, and nobody knows the answer. So I think we've got 6 years to make as much money as we possibly can. So then we can go into that period of uncertainty feeling secure.
Raoul Pal, founder of Real Vision and a prominent voice in the crypto space, has issued a stark warning about the transformative shifts poised to reshape the global economy, driven by rapid advancements in AI and robotics. Pal emphasized that we are on the verge of an era he refers to as the economic singularity, a moment when traditional economic frameworks will no longer apply. He asserts that by the 2030s, the current models for understanding markets, economics, and financial systems will become obsolete as AI continues to evolve at a pace that exceeds human comprehension. Pal emphasizes that the economic landscape is already undergoing significant changes. In developed nations, declining birth rates and aging populations impede traditional GDP growth drivers. Despite soaring technological capabilities, productivity has not kept pace with these advancements. Moreover, much of the global debt is now primarily servicing existing liabilities rather than fostering new economic growth. The most significant aspect of Pal's warning centers on the profound implications of AI for the economy. He posits that AI is on the verge of achieving and surpassing human intelligence across all knowledge domains, fundamentally transforming the landscape of labor and productivity. Pal asserts, AI is infinite human knowledge now. As these models scale, breakthroughs emerge, and the average IQ of AI progresses from 100 to 400, and eventually to 1,000,000 times that of a human. This exponential growth in AI capabilities is expected to lead to what Pal describes as infinite productivity, with a near zero marginal cost of electricity, primarily due to advancements in renewable energy technologies. Such transformative changes are expected to create substantial deflationary pressures in the economy. As the costs associated with creating products and delivering services diminish, consumers may benefit from lower prices, increasing their purchasing power and altering consumption patterns. Consequently, the traditional dynamics of labor and economic value may shift dramatically as AI redefines productivity and efficiency in the marketplace. Now, let's watch the clips from Raoul Pal's interview. Before we proceed, please take a moment to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any future updates.
AI has changed everything, because now knowledge, which was a scarce thing, like you pay for a lawyer, you pay for a doctor, you pay for an accountant, you pay for an expert, has now become infinite and basically free. It's a deflationary nuclear bomb. But what is AI? Well, it's a human mind, let's say. It's exchangeable for a human mind. A robot, exchangeable for a human body. Amazon already employs almost more robots than humans now, and that'll keep going. So what you've got is infinite humans. So that's the population growth part of the equation. Holy we've just gone from slowing population growth to, oh my God, in a few years' time, it's going to go infinite. We can see the AI and the robots scaling to billions and billions and billions. If you listen to Elon Musk, all of these people, they're talking about, well, there'll be 1 billion humanoid robots by 2035 or 2040, whatever it's like people don't understand the impact, the economic impact of infinitely scaling human ability. Then the productivity side. So we're all more productive using AI and stuff like that, but that's not the big game changer to the conversation we were having before. If productivity is the amount of output you get per kilojoule of energy. So, there's two factors there, is becoming more efficient, which is what technology does. But really, electricity prices have been pretty stable for a very long time. But if I'm right that electricity becomes abundant, it's going to collapse in price. So if technology falls, if electricity costs in 6-8 years' time fall by 50%. That's a 2x multiplier on productivity. If you then add in, because the equation is population plus productivity, if you add in the infinite population growth, now, obviously it doesn't go infinite immediately, but it's the rate of change, we're going to have la la land GDP. We can have GDP at some point in the 2030s, global GDP hitting 20% a year, 25% a year. Theoretically, it can go to 100% a year. Just depends how fast we scale the robots and the AI and how cheap we can make energy. Okay, what does that mean? Because the robots and the AI are making the money. Where did humanity fit in? What happens? And it was Beeple, the NFT artist, who raised just a fantastic question. Raoul, I'm just thinking this through. What happens if somebody gets AGI and then aims it at the stock market? Surely they just win the whole game. And of course. So in which case, if everybody's got AI, what is a stock market any longer? What is a company? What is a company anymore when AI can have AI agents and build their own? And they're using crypto payment rails to pay each other. What is a company? What is the life of a company when if you build some cool tech product, I just put it into my AI and say, copy this, and it writes the code in a minute or 30 seconds. We can already do a lot of that. I can give it a web design, say, hey, just do this, copy that. So how long do businesses last, startups? Mm-hmm. How does it become investable? How can we make money? So I've just said, listen, I don't know. That's an economic singularity beyond which we do not know. And nobody knows the answer. So I think we've got 6 years to make as much money as we possibly can. So then we can go into that period of uncertainty feeling secure.
To understand Raoul Pal's concerns about the imminent economic singularity, it's crucial to consider the traditional drivers of GDP growth, population growth, productivity growth, and debt growth. Historically, GDP growth has been influenced by these elements, particularly through the dynamics of population changes and productivity enhancements. However, the current landscape shows that the rise in debt primarily serves to manage existing liabilities rather than foster new economic growth. This is evident in China, where past population and productivity gains are now revealing economic challenges. As the population ages and debt increases, it shows that reliance on debt for growth is becoming unsustainable. Pal warns that we are on the brink of transformative changes driven by artificial intelligence and robotics, which have the potential to reshape societal structures and economic dynamics fundamentally. This shift is further complicated by declining birth rates and aging populations in many countries, leading to workforce participation and productivity stagnation. For instance, Japan has experienced minimal GDP growth due to a shrinking population and limited immigration, underscoring the long-term challenges posed by demographic trends that hinder economic vitality.
I've just asked you to accept change, and we think it's pretty easy to deal with. You know, the economy goes up and down, markets go up. We've got this new framework, fine. But I started thinking about this in more detail and said, okay, how does economies work? And what is happening, right? This massive scaling of AI, which is only going to hyper-accelerate, and all of the adjacent technologies, from data to energy to robotics to, biogenetics and, 3D printing, you name it, right? There's a whole bunch of stuff around this. And I'm like, okay, well, let's think about this. And I had been for a long time, as you know, using that framework of debt, demographics, and deflation. That was my framework. What's that based on? Well, GDP, trend rate of GDP is driven by population growth plus productivity growth plus debt growth. So if you think of the world prior to 2008, debt was growing fast and population was growing reasonably well. And the world was relatively productive because the population was not as old as it is today. Debt growth stopped in 2008. It all became about servicing debt. So debt growth now is just the servicing of old debts and adding to it, but it's not debt growth to print money, to borrow money to build new roads or anything else productive. It's not productive. Population growth in every major country is now in decline. It's shrinking everywhere. The US isn't because it's had a decent immigration rate, which has kept it to have a trend rate of growth of 1.75. Japan, no immigration. What's happened to Japanese GDP? It's like 0.5% trend rate. It's been the balancing factor, but most countries are now trying to stop immigration, but not even immigration. the population's not reproducing. So nobody's reproducing. So we can predict out what's going to happen to economies into the future. And that is trend rate of GDP just keeps falling. So we've got debts rising because we're just servicing debts on top of servicing debts. We've got population that is aging and shrinking, and productivity, because too many old people, is not there. That's our problem, right? That's the existing problem. The answer is the everything code. Just keep printing money and just keep kicking the can down the road. And over time, you will lower the value of the debt in percentage terms versus GDP. That's the hope. But then something happened. Something happened that was a miracle. AI came, which is the biggest technological event in all of humanity. I think it's the same, or if not larger, than the splitting of the atom. Of all of the human inventions, this is the defining moment of humanity.
The economic singularity is on the verge of reshaping our world, demanding rapid adaptation from individuals and businesses. As we navigate the transformative impacts of AI and renewable energy, we must rethink our investment strategies and societal structures. Raoul Pal emphasizes this urgency, stating, "We're going to have to go through this together, and we need to be smart, figuring it out as we go. I believe that making the most money in the next 6 years is crucial, and the real answer, in my view, lies in cryptocurrency. It has consistently outperformed other assets globally and throughout history. Leaning into cryptocurrency could be our best bet for a prosperous future." Share your thoughts in the comments below. Also, ensure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on post notifications for more videos like this. Until next time.